Hi, positive vibes to anyone watching this podcast. This is Aarti from the Achievers Next Door podcast. Today we are going to talk with Sreesha Ravindran. Now, she is a woman who's 35 years old. She's a Bharatnatyam dancer. She is also a mountaineer who wishes to climb the Mount Everest. Now, she has multiple goals and dreams. How does she achieve them? She also talks about her fitness, how she maintains her fitness to achieve these goals. Then, also, we are going to learn about the relationships. Is it a good idea to give yourself a second chance? Let's find out. Hi, Sreesha. It's really wonderful to have you on my podcast. A warm welcome to you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I have seen your Insta profile and I have read about you. You're doing so well, and like they say that jack of all trades, but I feel you're a master of the trades that you're doing. Like your Bharatnatyam, like mountaineering, it's just amazing. So,
Thank you so much for having me. And I guess you're also doing a great job inviting women like us. It's not just common people like us who just wants to do extra things in life.
sure, sure. So that is the vision and mission that I hold. So that's the name, like Achievers Next Door, to let people know that it's just not A and Z. There's a lot of things
Exactly.
happening between B to Y. So that's the
Yeah, exactly.
goal. Yes. So let's start off, and I'll ask you
Sure.
the first question. It's like, can you share some of your childhood experiences? Like, what do you think the things that happened in your childhood that make you the woman that you're today?
So, see, I was the eldest daughter in my family,
Mm-hmm.
and I was not even near to being called as daddy's princess or mother's, princess something. But I did have a very good understanding with my parents, especially with my father, because I have a younger sister. So when it was mostly it was very playful things for her, whatever happens. But for me, it was more of responsibility that which all elder kids face in the family.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's from where I even started to become independent because I moved out of home after finishing my 10th to continue my studies. And then I was pretty much on my own, and I was a very homesick girl. And I moved from Kerala to Bangalore. So, Kerala being a very conservative society, and then you're just out in Bangalore, all free and wild, and it's so huge, and you have no idea what to do. So I think initial years I had a confusion. I just felt a bit scared. At the same time, I was enjoying the freedom too. But then continuous reminder from home as to you shouldn't be going through wrong ways, and this is what it is, that is what it is. So at that point of time, I think 15 to 20 years back, there is nothing like easy access to anything like the way we have today. So I think that time alone in Bangalore, so I think that pretty much shaped me up to who I am today, because my father would visit me 2 or 3 months once, or I would go to Kerala. Otherwise, I'm pretty much on my own, like any students that come to Bangalore for studies. And not much of pocket money. And so even if I spend on anything, I need to tell my father on what I've spent. If I'm buying a book, I need to send him the bill. So that's how strict he
Oh
was.
my.
And
Yeah.
yeah. So initially, I never liked it, but I think all that instilled some sense of responsibility, mindfulness in me, and maybe this also, that I've seen a lot of my students in my class, or people in my college, or anyone around me, just not doing what they have come to Bangalore for, like not studying properly or bunking a lot of classes, uh, leaving the college halfway because they just enjoy the freedom too much. But I think the fact that my father was really strict about marks, about where I spend the money, about what, he was very strict. I think even though I didn't like it at that point of time, later I think that's what shaped me to made me to who I am today. Because I did not have an easy life at all, wherein I was getting a lot of money to spend, and none of that. And even when you want crave for something to eat, it was like you need to think twice. or I need to give a call to my father saying, deposit her 500 rupees, 1,000 rupees because I feel like eating this. So that's what it was. And I used to get only 1,500 rupees that point of time, 10 to 15 years back. I mean, 20 years back, yeah. So yeah, I think that strict way of bringing up, I think that's what helped me. Yeah.
Okay, so really, I think a lot of us would be able to relate to that because we've had strict
Yeah,
fathers, and that time we didn't like it. But today we
correct.
understand that that is something that has
Exactly.
shaped our personalities. Hmm.
Yeah, true.
Okay, so now like you are into trekking and
Mhm.
adventure. So that must have in your childhood you must have gone traveled a lot, or was it something that your father was interested in?
So my father was always fond of traveling. So, he was a government employee. So we had something like LTC, leave travel concession, wherein, you can visit places for lesser rates. So that way we used to travel a lot. I've traveled so much in my childhood within India. And then once he took us to Kashmir. And so, that's the first time I went there and I touched snow. I think I was 15 years old then. And I just loved it. I have never fallen in love with any place. I mean, I've been to all other kinds of places, desert or beach, all those kind of places. But mountains, that was the first time I went. And when I was coming back, I actually had tears in my eyes, like I'm leaving my home or something. I don't know, I just felt some sort of connection. And my father was doing some small tricks and all that. Then I told my father, I really want to do this again. And then, we went to Kashmir, Great Lakes, and, we did few tricks. So that's how this started. But my father was never into technical mountaineering or the things that I do now. It's just that passion that I got from him that turned me into, taking this up seriously. So yes, as a start, the credit always goes to my father.
Great, great. So like maybe that's the place where you just found your soul. I feel that's
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. Okay. So the next question is like you are into classical dance also,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
So how do you think that has shaped the early years of your life, and how has that shaped your personality?
So, see, initially I was not very serious about my classical dance. So it was my father who made us join on this. And I still remember getting so annoyed because after dance I need to go for classical music, and that was on Saturday, Sunday. So almost 4 hours on weekends, Saturday and Sunday would go on this. And I was never liking it. In the sense I was like, oh, I can't play. I just need to chill. Because at the same time my parents were those who will make me sit and study, like you study and then you need to shouldn't get up from that place. So it was like lot of studies and these kind of things. And so I was not liking it. So I used to go to Chidambaram, there's one dance school in Kerala. And I never used to like it. And like I used to tell my father, I used to find reasons as to why I don't want to go, or I'm not well and all of that. Then after that I had to go for music class. So it got really tiring, in the sense tiring only because I was lazy to do that. But later I somehow started having interest in it. I don't know, it just developed. But then by then I had left that dance school. It was a really good dance school and I had left it. Then I joined some other dance school. So the problem what happened was I kept changing dance schools. And then after that I came to Bangalore. So in Bangalore I had joined a different dance school. So the certification thing, like the certificates we take in dance, that did not happen because I kept changing. After that, after my marriage, I mean, I was still studying. Then there was a stop when I got married, and I had to take a break for about 4 to 5 years. After that, I realized that I have to take this so seriously, because whenever I see people dancing or whenever I hear that music, I just used to feel so much I've missed in my life. And I was like, this is something I crave for so much to do, and why am I not doing it? So one day I just went and joined somewhere, and then I took all my certificates, completed the senior, junior, diploma, and all of that. And I started giving a lot of programs. And what I felt was, first thing, it helped me on my fitness part. I could say that my legs. I did not go to gym and all at that point of time, so I felt just dancing made me really strong. The cardio and your leg strength and all of that. I think it made me very strong. Strong in the sense I could even go for a hike to Himalayas, because I was not doing any other kind of thing that point of time, like running or going to gym, even lifting. I was not doing any of that. It was just dance and some basic workouts at home. So I think that way dance contributed a lot. Second is the form of expression, because in dance we express a lot. uh, we connect to God, or we connect to some spiritual thing, the divine being we say. And I'm not a very spiritual person who goes to temple every week or fast and all of that, but I felt that connect with what you call the sacred chants or mantras. And yeah, so I felt some way we are all part of it in our sense, in our daily life. And it brings some sort of calmness in you. It's like a meditation. So I don't really sit and meditate, but dance is something like a meditation wherein I get so relieved. If I just have to, sometimes when I run, I hear Bharatanatyam songs and run. Or it has happened that even when I was hiking, I had earpods in my ear and I was hearing Bharatanatyam songs. So, it just brings some sort of calmness, something like some positivity, uplifting. I don't know what you call it, but then I understood, it is something that I have to follow, and leaving that could result in me being a very non-interesting person, or I could just get depressed or aloof, something of that sort. So I think dance helped me a lot to be free, to be expressive, because I was not a very expressive person as such. I used to be just, I used to smile, talk to people what is needed, but expression part, it never came from me. I was just silent and all that. But I think dance made me very expressive. And yeah, it also gives you a good glow to your skin when you dance. After you dance, it's not like when you work out, because a lot of movements in dance, like you hold your fingers in a way like mudras and all that. So those have some effects wherein it, what do you call it, like if you hold like this, then it improves the blood circulation. There are a lot of things like that. Yeah, and improves balance, stability, posture, core strength. So a lot of benefits. So I think anything that I am today, even the fitness part, the strength part, or I think I'm a much jovial person compared to what I was. I would say dance was a starting point for all of that.
Hmm. So I think to summarize, it's like, the destination, the spirituality destination. I
Yeah,
think every one of us has a different journey to it. And
true.
for you, that journey is dancing. That's what I understand
Exactly.
what you're trying to say.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because I don't spend hours chanting or any of that. For me, I feel the way I pray is the way I dance, because dance itself is a sacred chant, and when you dance to it, you're just, that devotion to God is just happening there, right?
True,
So
true.
I think that is my way of praying.
Yeah, agreed. And that's what, so like as you said, glow also. So when you're happy doing something, you automatically start
Exactly.
glowing. That shows.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I mean, the happiness, there's an internal glow. Like, it's not that I'm saying that, I did great skincare or something, but
Mhm.
when you see that internal glow in someone, you instantly make out that that person is doing something really good. So I think that is one part of it.
True, true that. So let's move to the career part. Like I think you're doing something
Mm-hmm.
else also other than dancing and trekking. So,
Mm-hmm.
like I believe you are a financial professional, right?
Correct.
So yes.
So
So
I'm into auditing.
okay.
Yeah.
So the question is like, how do you handle both? Doing your financial auditing job and also your your passion for trekking and dance. So how do you balance all this? So
I honestly don't know, because see, a lot of people ask me this question, and I think it is not about how I'm handling. Handling is definitely a tough task, because some days I'm just so tired. Like today was a day I thought I'll go for a run in the morning, but I could not just get up from bed, and I was just tired, and I thought now I have to go to gym for workout. So I thought today that is enough. It's not easy, or it's not like I'm managing well. It's definitely not easy, and I'm not managing well, I would say, because it's taking a toll on my health, or it's giving me stress. But end of the day, I'm just happy doing what I do. So see, if my day starts at like 5 in the morning, I cook both breakfast and lunch, because my son needs to go to school by 6:45.
okay.
And then I'm free from 7 to 10. That 7 to 10 I go for long runs. So most of the days I run like 10 kilometer or 12. Some days I just run 5, and then I just meditate for a while. So there's a park nearby, there's a lake and all that. It's a very nice place. I go there,
Mhm.
and sometimes I go for MMA. I was doing that. And then after that, it's just work till 6. Then I wrap up my work. But in between this work till 6, like when I'm at home, I need to cook dinner,
Yeah.
and I need to make my son study. and all of that. Like he's back from school by around 5, sometimes 3:30 when he does. He's also into sports, so his things. So 6:30 till then I'm busy with stuff here. Then I go to gym again. That is when he has tuition. So that time he doesn't need me because he'll be involved in tuition and he plays also for an hour or something. So that time when I can really be away from him, I go to the gym. And by the time he's done with his tuition, I'm back. So dinner I would have already cooked. Somehow you just get up from work, cut vegetable, come back, sit work. Then again, that's how it is. It's not like I planned this time. No, it's never that way. It can be, sometimes I get mood, okay, I'll just finish it fast. Otherwise, in between work, I'll be chopping in my vegetables or I'll be putting dal inside the cooker. So that's how it is. It's never like this time to this time I'm cooking. No, it never happens. And then when I'm back, say I have to fry fish. We eat non-veg. So I have to fry the fish or chicken and I would have put masala. So when I'm back, I'll be asking him questions of what he studied, like, just if he has an exam. So he'll be sitting on the kitchen counter and I would be asking him questions. At the same time, I would be frying fish. And I don't have time to take bath. So I just come wash my face, hands, I cook. And then I'll be so dirty, sweaty, but there's no way for me. Then after that, I go to bathroom, I take bath. And then, we do our prayers in the night and we just sleep. That's all. It's never like I have this time to this time wherein, it's like a specified time, very organized. No, it's not at all organized. And I don't think if you are a mother, that organization, properly organizing things and doing something, I don't think it ever happens. And it's like a wrong expectation from a mother. So it's just this, you just do it in between. And I think it happens when you have passion for something.
Yes.
Like I'm so passionate and I have a goal in front of me. Like the way I'm responsible at home, I feel very responsible for achieving what I want in my life. And I don't want to let go of that for anyone or anything. I'm very selfish about that. So I will do the things that is needed at home, but at the same time, I'm not letting go of my dream. And that is something. So I was a single mother for around 6 to 7 years. And that time, yeah. So that is what it taught me. That 6 to 7 years, what it taught me was don't let go of what you want for anything. So I think that's why I've become this aggressive towards what I want. And I have no idea how, but I just make it happen.
Okay, so I think really if you are passionate about something and some other things, like the day-to-day monotonous task that we are supposed to do, that is something that has to happen. But because of that, we don't need to let go of the passions that we have. And you just time slice and do the things. There's nothing like perfection, like having everything in place, the house is like always dusted and like shining. It's just not possible.
No.
So and if we
very unrealistic.
so, like if we just invest our time in that, then we are not going to get time for this. So we just need to understand.
You can't make everything happy, right? Like
you
dust the house every time, we keep it shining and all that. Okay, someone says and someone comes to your house and say, oh, that she's maintaining her house very clean. That's all they say good about you. They can say 100 other things very bad about you. And end of the day, I don't think you would be happy just by hearing from someone that your house is clean. No. That doesn't make you happy, right? If you are not doing the other things that you want. So it's okay if there is little dust in my house. That's perfectly fine.
That's perfectly fine. So next question would be like, what are the major problems? Like if you could list out 3 major problems that you face while trying to balance your career, home, and your adventure.
So, like I said, I mean, I did not face any problem about how to coordinate these 3 because, I was in the mindset of I want to get it done somehow. But I did face problems when it comes to, how to take criticisms. That is, so people used to ask me like, why do you want to do so many things? Or when I'm away for climbing, so my son would be left with my mother. So they would be like, you cannot leave your son like this because you're a single mom and you cannot be doing this and all of that. I used to hear all that sort of things. So many things like that. And regarding work too. So it would be like, where are you working? How are you working? You're taking leave. So it's just that it's not even I'm taking leaves. Okay, it's just that what long leaves others would take, I will also take. But it's for climbing. It's not something that is conventional. Conventional against like what people normally do, usually, especially a mother or a woman. So if they want to criticize, they would just criticize you no matter what. There would not be even content, it won't be even, there will not be a perspective to it, but they would just go ahead. So those kind of things is what I found difficult to manage. Coordinating my work, climbing, dance, and my child and all that, I never found it difficult, because I would just get it done somehow, it was fine. But dealing with the people outside of that world of mine, that was difficult. So there I had to, I used to feel so demotivated at times. At times I would be like, I don't care. But you cannot be always having that I don't care attitude, because we are just humans, right? So at times that would demotivate me so much, and I used to think like, why am I doing? And then that would be only for few hours, and then again I'll be fine and I'll be back to what I'm doing. So I think that was the only difficult thing. So this I faced from people around, and even from relatives. So I faced so many of these things from my relatives and people around. So I think that is the only thing that I found difficult. There is nothing else I would say was really difficult in managing all these things.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, what is your experience back when your child was really small and you were responsible for nurturing the baby and taking care of a lot of small things? So, what is your experience of that age? And that is the time when you have to give a lot of attention to the baby. And then after that, once that phase is over, then you get back to what you want to do. So, how did you handle that phase and how did you transition?
So my son was born in 2013, and I started climbing when I was in 2016. So he was almost 4 years by then, and I think for a year or something, I put on a lot of weight, and I into obesity and all of that, and I think I was close to 80 kg. From 58, I became 80, and then it took me a year to reduce my weight and come back to what I was. So I think that I started at when he turned 3, because I was breastfeeding him for almost 3.5 years. So till then, I think for 2 years I just took it slow on myself, like not much of workout and all that. But when he turned 2.5, then I started with my workouts, and I used to do a lot of yoga and all that, then dancing. So almost 1 year it took me to get back to fitness, and dancing helped a lot. And it was when he turned 4, that is when he could stay with my mother, and when he could communicate to them. And he was really close to my parents. He's very close to my parents. So even my sister. So when I knew that he could stay with them even if I'm away. So that is when I started going for the climb. So that would be like a week. It was like a week, or maybe 10 to 12 days in a year that I used to spend before for trekking. Now the climbing is like, I think it comes to almost 18-20 days if it's like a long expedition. And this year I did quite a lot of expedition because Everest is coming. So this year is the only year I think I left him for 3 times, like 10 days here and there. So it was all short climbs that I did. So I think I had to go out 3 times like that. So that point of time when he was 4, I had to lie to him saying I'm going to office and all of that. And then now he understands. He even waits for my call to see if I submitted or not. And he would be like, if I don't do my workouts properly, he'll be like, why are you not working out? You must do your workout. And even Everest, some days I would be like, I'm not doing Everest. I'm not feeling confident. And he's like, no, you have to do. Then I told I'll be away for a month if I do Everest. He's like, that's okay. It's like if you're living for 75 years, it's just 1 month you're spending for this. And that's just very less. That's what he tells me. So now he understands a lot. So yes, initially I had to lie to him saying I'm going to office, or I have to come back with a lot of gift. And then I would take leave, and I sit with him for 2-3 days, and we used to, that's how it was. But yeah, I think it was okay to leave him at the age of 4 with my parents and go. But yes, before that it was definitely, I don't think it's a possible solution also, because I was breastfeeding him, like I said, and he was also very clingy to me because I was single by then. So yeah, that's how it went.
Okay, so yeah, like I feel that they also start understanding, and they try to manage themselves and be supportive.
Correct.
Once you are so sure about your goals. Hmm.
Correct. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So the next question would be related to, what you were just telling me, that it took you
Mm-hmm.
1 year to reduce your weight and get back to
Mm-hmm.
your shape. So,
Correct.
what kind of nutrition do you follow? Like, what you're doing is a lot of physical activity. So I'm sure you
Mm-hmm.
need a balanced meal and, protein intake and all that. So how do you
Yeah.
balance that?
So see, I'm not like a person who weigh the things I eat and calculate my macro and all of that. No, I am nowhere close to that. All I make sure is I just get the right amount of food, like something that our parents call nutritious. That is right amount of veggies, green leafy vegetables, fruits, and not too much of carbs. So I never used to like rice anyway. So I think that helped me because I'm not a person who likes to eat a lot of rice or chapati and all that. Rather, I like to eat a lot of sabzi or fruits, and I like to eat protein in the sense I would just be happy with 2-3 pieces of chicken instead of having the roti or the rice with it. So I was anyways a person like that. So I don't think I was craving much for carb. So I think that helped me. And plus, I never eat any fried from beginning. I don't eat fried foods or chips or anything of that sort. But I love chocolates. So that is something I could not stop even now because I need now and then that sugar rush. So I eat like one piece of chocolate or something. But that I don't think I can ever get rid of chocolates. And I love tea, coffee. So these things I don't I feel like these are like small small joys of love, and you should never let go of that. But it's just that it's balanced in the sense I don't this junk food. I'm never a pizza lover. I don't like burger. I don't like pizzas. I never eat them, and nobody would have seen me eating pizzas or burger. I don't like pasta. So because these are all full of carb. Yeah, it's full of carb. So if you look at it, so in climbs, sometimes they use during climbs, sometimes they used to give us pasta because it's full of carb. So it helps you, it gives you so much of energy. But on climb, we can eat it because it's all getting burnt, but not when you're at home because it's so much of all these items have a lot of carbs, and I anyways never liked them. Cheese and dairy products, I don't like them. So I think that was some advantage
Yeah.
because otherwise I would have craved for them. Yeah, and I'm not a fan of pastries or all of that. So I think so. It was easy for me because I still stick to. I like to eat food from outside, but like I said, it's a mindful eating, not these kind of things. So
Mm.
yeah, I think when a person puts on weight, what the factor that adds to it, yes, obviously sedentary lifestyle plus eating pizzas, burgers, or pasta, and eating them too much of them once in a while is okay, but I don't think it's something that you should be eating every week, like one cheat day and you eat it every week. No, even a week I think it's too much. So I think Indian food is the best for that, provided you don't eat too much of paneer or ghee and all that. So it was just balanced to me, and I don't think I will ever diet like that in my life because I don't believe in that as well.
Mm.
Just simple balanced food. So my mornings is usually 2 egg whites and oats or muesli. But sometimes I do eat South Indian food also, like dosa, idli. I'm from Kerala, so we
Mm.
have put appam and all that. So at times, in once in a week or something, I eat that also. But like two appam or just one small piece of puttu. If it is dosa, just one dosa or two idli, like that. So it's balanced. And egg whites, yes, I eat 2 egg whites in a day. Lunch would be like mostly chapati and some sabzi and a little bit of curd. I love curd, so some curd and things like that. And then snacks, yes, I love biscuits, especially those Nutri-Choice oats biscuit and all that. I eat all of that. I don't like cream biscuits, but just these. Then I eat a lot of fruits, sometimes vegetables, salads. And then dinner is just normal things. Like again, one chapati. Sometimes I don't eat dinner because when I was so from childhood, I am not a big fan of going to sleep with a heavy stomach. I like my stomach empty when I go to sleep. It gives me good sleep than eating heavier. So I think all those help me to control. Otherwise, yes, it would have been tough. So yeah, I don't follow any hi-fi diet, or I have not even met a nutritionist, and this worked for me. It really worked for me well. And then I do take some supplements also, like I take calcium supplements because like everyone, I mean vitamin supplements because vitamin D, I it's less for me too. So I take that. And calcium, then some traditional medicines that you get from Kerala, those organic black color drinks. So yeah, I do take those. So yeah, just that, nothing hi-fi superficial.
Okay, so I think what I don't know how you even put on weight, how you went to 80 when you are like so, you just don't like it by yourself, like naturally blessed by God. You don't like all the carb stuff, and
Yeah.
not liking rice. I think you're the first South Indian that I've heard that from. So,
No, it's not just rice. I don't like any form of carb. I just feel it makes me too full. And I don't like that full feeling. I like my stomach to be half empty always. That if I get full, I have to work out. And it's something like that.
oh my God, that's amazing. So you're really blessed with that kind of being like that naturally. Okay, so let's talk about the adventures now. So yeah, so tell us about the most memorable trek that you've had, and why does it stand out for you?
Yeah, so memorable, when I say memorable, there are like two treks. One is because of the beauty of it, and the other one is because of the risk factor involved. So for the beauty, it is Pin Parvati Valley. So Pin Parvati, it usually starts from Kir Ganga. A lot of us would be knowing about that place because now it's a hub for parties, and a lot of foreigners come there and they just have a lot of fun. So beyond that, that expedition starts, and it's a very beautiful trek in terms of there are a lot of wild horses you see, a lot of plants, and so much of greenery. It's like one of the most beautiful locations you would ever be to. There is a lot of risk also, like there are some sections, some rock traversing and crossing of boulders, rocks. So these are like little risky, especially if there is rain. But yes, that is some little bit scary also, but at the same time, it's so beautiful. Each camp is so beautiful because the Parvati river is flowing by the side, and you see a lot of floras and faunas that you see only on Himalayas. And mist, every time you'll be welcomed by mist, there will be a whiteout and then it suddenly clears. The temperature was perfect. When we went, there were nobody, so it was totally empty. I don't know, I still remember each day of that climb, and I mean each day of this expedition. I think when it comes to beauty, that would be the trek that I would even want to go back and do once again. It's that beautiful. And the risk factor is when I did Kangyatse too. So this is a peak in Leh. It goes up to 6,200 meter. And so we successfully submitted. The year we went, there were a lot of snow. There was a lot of snow, and it was till our knees. And so we were already exhausted because when there is too much of snow, then the effort you put for each step, it's even more high compared to the normal, climb. So when we were descending after the summit, while we were descending, one member in our team got really tired and he was ahead of me. So out of, I think there were around 13 people, and out of that only 4 of us could submit on this expedition. So I was behind him, then behind me there were 2 guys and the guide, the climbing guide. So he was really exhausted. He lost his balance, and not balance, he lost his energy, and he started sliding instead of walking down. Instead of descending down, he started sliding. So that's not advisable unless you see that, when you slide, you actually reach a safe place. So this is like totally steep. There's a ridge and you can't even see the bottom. So you might fall down. And if you fall, you're not even, we cannot guarantee that you can even get the body of that person because you'll be dead for sure. And this person started sliding, so I tried to hold him as much as I could. I had the ice axe. I tried to my level best to hold this person, but I lost balance because he was heavy, quite heavy. And then I started sliding. So the person behind me could not, because we are all roped up. So there's a rope that's tied on our harness, and we are all connected by rope. So I was trying to hold him like this, and the person behind me, when I started sliding, I fell down and I started sliding. The person behind me tried to hold the rope. He also couldn't, because now it's weight of 2 people and it's really steep, and we are wearing such uncomfortable boots and crampons and all that, so you can't be hold yours. So everyone started rolling one by one, and we had the ice axe, we had crampons on our legs, and all of us tried to arrest with the ice axe, but this ridge was so steep. We just started rolling, and there's so much risk because we are just we are wearing crampons and we had the ice axe. So one person has to just hit on other person. Anything can happen. The ice axe can go through the body, or the crampons can hit on your face, and there's a lot of risk factor involved, and death for sure is confirmed. Otherwise also, even if this doesn't happen, if you fall beyond the ridge, you're just falling so steep because you are at a height of 6,200 and you fall down like to 4,500 meter, you'll be dead anyways. So And then we fell into a crevice. Crevice is that gap, you find on the mountains. So we fell into a crevice. So usually people who fall into crevice, they cannot be rescued, or they have to wait so much for rescue. But somehow, I mean, it was a miracle that we fell into a crevice that was really big, wide open, and we fell into something like a round ice bed. So it was like, that bed will be there, right? Round shaped bed, and it was totally covered with snow, and we had a very soft landing. We all got blacked out for, I think, 4 5 seconds. We were just blacked out, and when we got up, we are all comfortably lying on the ice bed. Nothing happened to us, just small scratch here and there, that's it. But all of us were totally fine, and I would say that's a miracle, because getting saved, I mean, I think mountain god heard us. So because when I climb now, I have a habit of talking to the mountain, please save us, just make this easy, please allow us to climb. So sometimes I have this conversation with mountains, and I don't know if the mountain gods really heard that, but that was a miraculous escape, and everybody still think about it, and we would be like, how did we get saved, how did we escape that without even one major injury? Because something should have happened. Nothing happened to any of us. We were all yes, we were scared, we were frozen for quite a while, because then after that we lost the confidence to descend, and it was really, even to keep a step, we lost the confidence. But still nothing happened to us, and I would say I was reborn on that day. So I think that is one trick I would remember when it comes to miracle that happens on the mountains, or the mountain just saving you, telling you it's not your time yet to go. So that was one. And after that, I think my faith on mountains increased, because I don't know, somehow I feel when you climb, you should never say you're going to conquer a peak, or you're going to conquer heights, or those kind of things should be never said, because it's so big and you're nobody to conquer it. You should always take it as the mountain is letting you go there, letting you reach the top. So some in Nepal and all, people doesn't go to the top of the peak, in the sense to the end. They just stop 10 meter below. There are some people who do that out of respect for the mountain, because they say, we should not go there and say we should conquer. They stop 10 meter below, saying this is the respect we are paying to the mountain. So I feel if you have that kind of attitude, you may not summit a peak, but you might come back safe. And this is my belief, because the mountain gods hear you, and they show you when it is not right to go up, and it is not safe to go up. They just show you the signs. And I think yeah, for me, I think that worked.
Oh, that's a wonderful perspective, and
Yeah.
to respect the mountains like that, and to respect whatever you are doing, like whatever in whatever field you are. Like suppose if we are reading something, so it's not like we are achieving something, but it's like the book is letting you read it. So
Correct,
yes,
yeah.
it's a great perspective.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next question is, how do you mentally and physically prepare for a challenging trek?
So mentally, I think more than physically, it's about mental endurance, because each trek, it goes on, like if it's a major expedition like 7,000 or so, then it goes on for like 20-25 days. And being so much time on mountains for such major expeditions and on a high altitude, it plays a lot with your head. High altitude, you can grow impatient, you can miss your family so much. And if the weather is bad, you end up being inside the tent whole day. Like sometimes there can be so much of wind, or it can be really cold, freezing, and you're just wearing, you can't even, there's nothing nowhere you can go. It's either kitchen tent, dining tent, or your tent. And you can't even roam around. So you'll be just sitting inside your tent for the whole day. This has happened when I did noon, wherein there was a snowstorm, and we had to spend almost a week in one camp, and we were doing is sitting inside the tent. Luckily few of us had downloaded movies, so we were just watching movies back to back inside that cramped up tent. And sometimes you would just want to go out and stretch your body. So it plays a lot with mind games, a lot of mind games. And missing family is one thing. So you should be prepared for it. So when you go on mountains, anything can happen. It's not like, if they say 10 days, everything will go perfect for 10 days and you come back. No, there will be a lot of adjustments. Sometimes the trek can get over before 10 days, because the weather can be good or weather can get bad, and we make a decision to go early. Or, it can go beyond 10 days because, the weather goes bad and you have to spend few more days there. So when you go there, your mind should be prepared. And next is convenience. Convenience is absolutely zero on mountains. Nothing, you don't get anything per your convenience. Even the food, when when you go up, it doesn't get boiled properly, this rice and all that, because of the climate, the altitude. So it would be very hard. So no, it won't be soft, and you will not feel like eating it because the temperature is so bad. It's very cold, and the rice is like dry. Even the curries, not they also can't make so much, because at that altitude, what will you cook? You cannot carry a lot of things up there, right? At an altitude of 6,500 or beyond, even 6,000, you can't carry too many things. So you just have to somehow take it inside. And it's these lot of inconvenience, and some camps will be on on rocks or on such a small ridge. There will be no place for, normally they usually place a tent for as a toilet. There will be a toilet tent, but sometimes even that won't be there, and you have to just do in open air. You have to just go in open air, but it will be so cramped up, like there will be no place, everything will be there, and you have to just tell people, I'm going to toilet, so please turn that side, that's all. They know. So I mean, with the people there are no issues, but I'm saying even for a woman it's even more difficult. So convenience is zero. You have to be really prepared. You should prepare your mind for anything that's gonna come. So that way, and then exhaustion. So you might just feel like giving up, but I think mental endurance is something that keeps you going, in the sense, you just keep going. So your mind should be really prepared for that when you go up there. It's nothing easy. It's not easy. So, legs are fine, but expeditions are really not easy. Mainly climbs that go beyond 6,000. It's not at all easy. So it's totally inconvenient. You might even think, why are you? Mountaineering is very expensive business. So you might even think, why are you paying so much? And up there, you can just go have a good, vacationing in Maldives or somewhere, Mauritius or somewhere. You can just go and have your fun and come back. You can do a Europe trip, because if it's an expedition beyond 6,500 or something, it costs you like 2.5 to 3 lakhs. So it's that expensive. So you can just go around the world with that money. So that's what you're saying. The mental endurance and real love for mountaineering, passion, that has to be there. Otherwise, that's the first thing, because you can be physically fit, like really fit, but if mind plays really bad games out there, then you're gone. You can't climb. So it's mainly about mental endurance. Secondly is physical endurance. There's a lot of things that you need to do, especially a climb that's like 6,000 and above, because you should be running every day. You should improve your lung capacity. Your VO2 max should be in really good position. And fitness, yes, as thin as you are, that much easy it is to climb. And flexibility, balance, there are a lot of things like that. Your leg strength should be really good, core strength should be good. So you have to start preparing for an expedition. I would say, if you are in a habit of working out every day and running and things, then yes, you may have to just increase a little bit for an expedition. But if you're really new to it, then I would say, for a major expedition, spend a year training yourself and then go for the climb, than just starting 2 or 3 months before. That is what is required for a big expedition. But for smaller climbs, yes, you can just start preparing like 6 months before the climb. But it takes a lot.
Yeah. So I can understand from, really, it's a penance, I can say that, it's a penance. So you really need to work at it and then go for it.
Yeah.
Did you know that Kerala is still waiting for its first woman to conquer the heights of Mount Everest? Well, I want to change that. Hi everyone, this is Sreesha here. I'm originally from Palakkad, but right now settled in Bangalore. I'm a mother, a homemaker, and an audit professional. I'm also a Bharatanatyam dancer by passion and a mountaineer by heart. I'm into mountaineering from almost 10 to 15 years with just one dream in my heart. That is to reach the summit of Mount Everest. It was my father who introduced me into mountaineering. It was his dream to see me on top of Everest, which became my dream now. However, more than just a dream, now it's a calling, a pursuit to prove that no matter where you come from or what challenges you face, you can reach for the sky, literally. Well, this isn't just my dream. Through my life's journey, I want to inspire every woman out there who has been told that dreams have limits. Through this expedition of mine, I want to inspire every woman to dream big and achieve whatever they want in life, no matter where they come from. The path to Everest is a steep one, and I can't climb it alone. If my story resonates with you, and if you believe in the power of human spirit, I'd love to have you alongside me, however you can. Maybe together we can bring this dream come closer to reality and make history for the state of Kerala. After all, summits aren't just for the climbers. It's for everyone who wants to make it big in life.
So that ends the part 1 of the podcast with Sreesha Ravindran. In this part, we saw about her childhood and how she built this dream of mountaineering, of how she balances her work and life and her passion. She gives up something to get what she wants. She works hard for more than a year so that she can go for a climb and summit. So I was truly inspired. I hope you were too. And now I'm looking forward to the part 2. Thank you.